Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Click the bell icon at the top of the page to get notified when I post a new video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Universal Channeling. Channeling the Conscious Universe. Suzy Ward, channeling Matthew Ward, December 13, 2018. With loving greetings from all souls at this station, this is Matthew. A common thought around your world is, I can't believe the year is almost over. Most people who are sensing that time is speeding up don't know what you do, that vibratory rates are accelerating because Earth is moving into progressively lighter planes of energy. But everyone who is sensing that change is in the air is right about that. Your new year will bring forth long covered up truths and firm steps toward a world at peace, where cooperation will replace divisiveness and the world's resources will be allocated fairly. Now then, the planet always glows brightly during your month of December as family and friends celebrate traditional holy days and enjoy festivities, but the sparkling illumination comes from more than the upliftment of joyful music, merriment, and religious devotion. During this season there is magnified desire for the betterment of lives everywhere, for comforting persons who are grieving and sharing with those who are burdened by hardships. The heartfelt spirit of the givers and the gratitude of their beneficiaries add to the radiance emanating from Earth because those emotions like forgiveness, compassion, empathy, and joy are of light's high vibrations. You know how those finest qualities of human nature feel and how love feels, so it is natural to think of love as the special emotion in romantic relationships and feelings for family and dear friends. Love is incomparably more. Love is life itself. When I told that to my mother many years ago, she asked me to explain what love is, and how it works in action. This is what I told her. In simplest terms, love is God's sharing of Himself with all of His creations. Love is the healing force of the universe. Love is within the soul and needs only your allowance of those innate sensations of loving others and receiving their love for you. Love has no limitations, no boundaries to its capacity. In expression, love is treating others with kindness, fairness, honesty, compassion, helpfulness, caring. If love can be said to have ingredients, then those are some of the ingredients of godly expression in action. Knowing that you and God and every other of God's creations are inseparable is love. Knowing that Earth is a sentient, conscious life herself and respecting all of her life forms is love. Realizing that no one can know others at soul level and therefore does not judge them but rather does not condone an action seen as injurious, is love. Listening to one's God self is love. Living the kind of life that engenders loving self is love. Feeling joy yourself when you see it in others is love. Doing something that brings joy to another is love. Forgiveness of self and others is love. Sharing your resources with full heart is love. Doing good deeds without attaching expectations is love. Feeling peace of heart and mind is love. The quiet thrill of seeing a sunset or hearing a songbird is love, and a smile is one of the simplest and most radiating expressions of love. In any or all of these instances and many others that you may encounter that instinctively you know are love in action, you are manifesting your love for, and of God. Excerpt of Love in Everyday Life, Chapter of Illuminations for a New Era. Mother, thank you for inserting that passage. Knowing some of the myriad ways love is expressed lets you see how you, dear light workers, and all other souls living in godly ways are spreading love throughout the planet. It is the infinite, eternal, unequaled power of love that is transforming life in your world. To the dear soul who wrote that the holidays deepen her sadness about all the people who are suffering, we say, the low vibrations of sadness don't help those about whom you are thinking. Please change your thoughts to something that makes you smile, a happy memory perhaps, or a pet's devotion, your favorite photograph or poem. An upcoming pleasant occasion and light-heartedness will follow. Acts of kindness and a smiling greeting to passers-by also lighten your heart and raise the recipient's spirits. Love in action. With the universal law of attraction in constant operation, and keep in mind that this law has no reasoning ability, it can only bring back something that matches the energy you send forth. Thoughts, feelings and deeds that produce high vibrations contribute immensely to your well-being and your worlds. How about the energies from space/sun/ the waves of light coming in? This is part of everything in the universe being in acceleration mode, and it's all to your benefit. Those energies that are increasing the rate of vibrations on the planet and within its residents are undergirding the shifting of polarized attitudes and behavior toward balance, wherein all is light. I just read Matthew's message where he said Earth once was the Garden of Eden. There wouldn't have been vast deserts then or polar ice caps, and surely no toxic pollution or violence. What changed Earth into the kind of world it is today? In a word, darkness. Originally the planet, the embodiment of the soul named Gaia, was an unpopulated paradise, the Garden of Eden in its entirety. Dear family, you need to know the true history of what today is your homeland, and we shall give you a brief overview. The first people to arrive on the pristine light-filled planet, which then was called Shan, was a group from Lyra who hoped to find gold. They hadn't obtained clearance from the Intergalactic Council to go there and hadn't submitted a mining petition because they didn't want to share a potential gold lode with other civilizations. Those violations of universal law sowed the seeds of deception and greed, and that initiated the low vibrations of negativity on the planet. Then the group brought a subhuman species to do the arduous labor of mining. Harsh treatment of that slave population and damage to the land by gold extraction added more negativity. The dark forces, a massive and powerful force field of base thought forms that meanders throughout the universe wherever low vibrations attract it, homed in on Shan. That was the entry of darkness. During the ensuing eons, some of the many populations that lived on the planet came under the spell of the dark forces. Their violence and degeneration created so much negativity that it had to be released via earthquakes and volcanic eruptions so that Gaia's body could survive. In a series of those essential occurrences, mountain ranges, inland seas, and deep canyons were formed as land masses and the oceans underwent drastic changes, and twice all life forms were done away in cataclysmic cleansings. However, the dark forces remained in the solar system, ever at the ready to influence subsequent inhabitants. Somewhere along the way, Shan also became known as Terra, but both names were forgotten there after a population called the planet, Earth. And, when negativity once again was amassing due to the influence of the dark forces, Earth used her light to sustain the life of her residents. Because there wasn't enough light to preserve the environment, too, lakes and rivers dried up, desert areas formed and the most northern and southern regions became ice. In many different epochs during approximately 500 million years in linear time, some of the planet's residents were the people you call Neanderthal, the species that evolved from the Lyran slave population, and their more evolved descendants. Other residents came from civilizations in various star systems and were the progenitors of Earth's different races and cultures. They were advanced in intelligence, spirituality, and manifestation capabilities, and those who united with evolving peoples in antiquity endowed their progeny with those high attributes. At some point in universal history, the dark forces promised wealth, power, and control to many individuals, and those who succumbed to that lure became their puppets. One of their heinous acts was taking over less experienced civilizations and deactivating all except 2 of their DNA strands to greatly diminish their intelligence, introduce violent tendencies, and make bodies vulnerable to weakness, disease, and a short lifespan. Millennia ago some of those peoples started living on Earth, where the puppets easily controlled them through fear, ignorance, perpetual warring and bare subsistence, conditions that evoked the basest of human traits. Once again negativity amassed as they were brutal to each other and to the animals and mindlessly damaged the planet, and once again Earth used her light to support all of her life forms. 80-some years ago, her light had waned to the point that her orbit was so unstable that she was in imminent danger of hurtling into space and certain destruction. Gaia didn't want her body to come to that end and she didn't want all life to be destroyed again, so she cried out for help. Instantly God authorized spiritually advanced civilizations to infuse the planet with intense light to stabilize its axis and let it start rising out of deep third density's low vibrations. Some residents were stirred to embrace the light that saved the planet's life, and by so doing, they were able to cast off the puppets' shackles that had held them captive. Earth became a battleground where the universal light forces fought the dark forces and vanquished it from your solar system. Far distant civilizations kept beaming light to uproot the darkness entrenched on the planet, and some of their members volunteered to incarnate there to spread and anchor the light. As more and more of Earth's peoples saw the light, they started generating their own, and long-hidden secrets and activities of the dark forces puppets started coming to light. And that brings us to the state of your world today. Now let us look ahead. The deep wounds that darkness had long inflicted on the planet and all of its life forms will heal along Earth's journey to her destination in fifth density, where Gaia remains spiritually and consciously throughout her body's descent from its origin in that density location-wise. During the ascension process, the civilization's intelligence level will rise as conscious and spiritual awareness grows, and the planet once again will become as it was created, beauteous, wondrous, healthful, peaceable. By helping your Earth family awaken so they can manifest the pathway to Earth's golden age in all its glories, you, too, are advancing as multidimensional gods elves. Beloved sisters and brothers, enter your new year with confidence and optimism. Live the truth of the words in your popular song and inspire others to do the same. All you need is love, love is all you need. Love and peace. Suzanne Ward. Website, The Matthew Books. Email, suzy@matthewbooks.com.